want to do a quick general update about cryptos. I didn't bring my microphone out today, so just please bear with the noise in the background. It's not filtering out the sound as well as obviously the microphone will do. And today I wanted to give an update about general crypto trading, investing, because like you must have noticed that I haven't actually been updating my page or my email list very much about like ICOs and stuff. So at this point of time, the reason why I would the reason why I haven't been doing so was that, like right now, I would actually recommend that you may want to focus on some of the coins that are already in circulation rather than ICOs. The reason for that is that there are just too many Me Too kind of ICOs in the market right now, and if you have a look around, you would easily be able to identify this by white papers looking almost identical to the next one. Like right now, there's just so many different. Let's take like mining kind of ICOs. There's like miner one, and there's just so many different what do you call it, self-mined ICOs out there that and some of them have really nice commercials as well, but it's really hard to determine which one's legit and which one's not. And then the next one is that decentralized payment network. They're like there's okay. One of the first few ones that I went into was Electronium, and later on there's been like Cryptopia, no, Crypterium, and then there's been a lot of other ones as well coming along the lines. No, hang on, not Crypterium. It's a different one. No, Crypto is the exchange. Yeah, Crypterium, and then there's been like Bitcoiners. I did Bitcoiners, but there's so many other ones that are like very Me Too, if you get what I mean. So if you look at the thing, it's like you must be asking yourself, like, how is this different from the next one? Okay, so at this point of time, like you wanna look out the white paper, see who's on the team, but really find something unique. So that's always been my yardstick for measurement. So if I would invest in something, it has to be unique. It has to bring some real value. And if I see too many of the same thing, I think that I'll just look out for the next interesting thing. Like a while ago, there's something else. Like they were like having a I can't remember the name of it, but there was another ICO that was along the lines of like iTunes. So where musicians can release their new works, and like obviously by buying into this token, you could actually get a share when things do take off, and a lot of musicians jump on board and use the platform to sell their stuff. So that was quite interesting. But if you look left, right, and center, like the ads popping up and the stuff that comes up on the upcoming ICO lists, many of it is very much the same. So rather than do that, okay, what I would instead suggest is that look into what's in the top 50, even the top 100 on like CoinMarketCap, and like right now, the general overall market cap is still about 60%, 55-60% of what it used to be at the top. So if you go through the overall like charts, right, you can see that they mainly all took a big hit around mid-January this year when the markets and the crypto crashed along with the Nasdaq and stuff. So one thing you can do is you check out what their previous highs have been and how their previous performance has been, and based on that, just look at that as a yardstick for recovery. So for instance, like when I saw that NEO had previously hit almost 200, right, and it came down to like 80ish, do you think that was a good bargain? I think definitely. You see, if we can buy something that was previously 200 for like 80, I think that's a bargain. So needless to say, I actually bought into NEO, and like Bitcoin Cash, all right, Bitcoin Cash is top 10. Bitcoin Cash was once ever like 4,000 when they debuted on Coinbase. They came down to about 2,700 ish, but that's still great. So needless to say, I got into Bitcoin Cash when it was like 600 plus, and within a very short period of time, it came up to 1,002 and ever hit like 1,005 a week ago. So all these are really good bargains. So I mean, if your goal is to like see which is going to be the next big ICO, honestly, with so many Me Too kind of ICOs flying the market, it's going to be a bit tough. And that's why I'm kind of like taking a step back from ICOs right now. But I'm instead doing like bargain hunting among what's already available that has some track record, that has a decent sized market cap of its own. Okay, so that's what the approach I'm doing right now. And like that's just for you to consider if you want to take that approach as well. If you think that makes sense, drop a like on this video, and drop your thoughts below as well. And what else do I have to say about like the current stuff? Okay, like ICOs is still not bad. All right, it's still not bad to do if you're looking for the quick flip, but that's only as far in, if the if the prices in the major cryptos do go up, and I think they will, they definitely will. But like if you are just looking for okay, it's fairly safe to budget for 200 to 300%, sorry, 100 to 200% return on investment on an ICO. Let's say if you're just doing the pump and dump, right? But if you want something more than that, it's going to be quite tough. Many of the ICOs will safely do about 100-200%, meaning that, let's say if they started at $1, they're gonna hit like $2-3 within a week of listing. This is quite usual. And if you want to just budget for that, that's fairly easy to do. But if you want to do more than that, not many of the ICOs will actually do more than that because they're so Me Too in nature, and people know that. So when people talk about shitty ICOs, it's basically the ones that just will give like 100-200% initial gain, and then after the dump goes off, it never ever gets strong again, and they basically lose any form of funds to guarantee their projects, and basically just go dead. And many of them, they had a shitty plan, and they wouldn't have even made it given the just when my dog wants to go somewhere. Crap. And I have a pram here as well. Oh, come on. He wants to play with the dog. Can you turn Kirsty around? Oh, come on. How about you hold my Duffy? You hold it over there. He wants to say hi to the dogs over there. Go. Okay. Yep. So, like I was saying, just don't think of making like 5-10x on ICOs. Very few will actually do so, unless they've really something special to offer. So instead, bargain hunt among what's already available, and if you are going to do ICOs, just look for the pump and dump. And on top of that, one thing else that I recommend is that if you're just thinking about making a 2-3 time profit on ICO on the pump and dump, is it worthwhile to do so? Because if you factor it in, right, like if we have another market crash, which can be possible because governments may want to manipulate stuff, right? If we do have another market crash, is that going to actually be profitable at all, or is it just going to keep us at status quo? Meaning that if let's say if the markets took a fall of like 50%, I don't think it's going to ever fall 50% again in the near future, because it did so very recently. But let's say if it takes a fall, and the ICO that you bought into only goes up that much, right? So you're not actually making any money. So I mean, when one goes like the main denominator goes down while this one goes up, you're actually just breaking even. So what's the point? So if you're just if you have like Ethereum, you have Bitcoin that you bought at a fairly low price, or let's say at current market levels, then by all means, if you see a good ICO, then go for it. But because let's say if like that will still be more profitable than holding like the main coins instead, because I mean he's doing that. Yeah, so they'll still be more profitable to hold on to to get some of your main coins into some ICOs than just holding it. But if your plan is to deposit more cash to buy some ICOs, then you have to look at, okay, because you may be looking at this video at a different point of time. Like as of right now, I think it's fairly decent, okay, because I don't think the market's going to go too much lower than what it is right now. But let's say if you're watching this video at a later time, and let's say the market just peaked, and then you decided to buy in and just to go into some Me Too kind of ICO, and then you may actually end up being disappointed, and you'll be wondering, like, why even bother? Okay, so ICO, yeah, that's a very good question. ICO is actually initial coin offering. So yeah, could you push that? Okay, very good. Ciao, Liva. Yeah, so that's basically what I had to share with you in this video. That's my thoughts about what's good to invest in and why I'm not currently actively buying ICOs, and instead bargain hunting along what's previously been successful. Generally, just try to take a note of what rebounds well. So some of the things that do rebound well have been Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Neo, Litecoin. Litecoin's been awesome. And like these are the ones that rebound very well, and if I can count on a rebound, because like if they've proven a track record of rebounding well, for instance, like Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash rebound awesomely well. Let's say when Bitcoin come up only about a certain amount, these two are actually recovering about nearly twice as much as Bitcoin does in the same given period of time. So like Litecoin came up from like close to 100 up to what it is right now of like 230-ish. Took a bit of a dump the last few days, but it's still solid. Okay, it's still very solid. So that's what I mean by good rebound, like track record. Okay, so if your plan is quick gains, that's no waiting time, a lot better. Who will crash the markets? Governments. The governments are like freaking hypocrites. They try to trash crypto all the time, but they are the ones that want to get into it. And it's like if there are ways of tracking who's buying in, you will see that a lot of the governments are just acting on this, and then the ultra rich as well. So they are actually working with people to spread rumor, to depress the markets, spread rumor and perpetrate rumors to generate fear, and then push the prices down, and they buy in. I've said this in a previous video. My own theory is that the reason why they even do this is because they recognize that crypto is here to stay, and as a result of that, okay, let's cross. Okay, just more. I'm gonna cross the road just more. Okay, you can continue pushing now. This way. What? Yeah. So I was saying, like I said in the previous video, like the cash that we hold in our wallets today is being backed by gold, right? Gold and silver. But yeah, we're going back. Because you didn't bring your scooter on, I didn't bring my electric wheel out, so it's too far to walk. Let's go this way. Yeah. So I was saying that they like in the future, like some people a lot of people debate that will cryptocurrency ever replace like paper notes? I don't think so. Why? It's still a long ways to go because like if you look at the third world countries, like the low cost of inflation, the low cost of amenities, like the fact that people in Indonesia still have meals for under a US dollar, uh, and the minimum transaction fee is cents, okay, depending on the network that you use. So, again, the other issue is that will a lot of people be using a really cheap coin to do exchanges? So it's going to be quite tough. So the only thing that I foresee, right, and I mentioned this in the previous video in greater detail than this, is that gold is also gold ever had a lot of fluctuation as well, but yet gold could be the base of currency, and I think that cryptocurrency can, in that same way, uh, back the fiat cash that we have. So, what is the best crypto options broker dealer? It's hard to say, okay, because like even Binance, they open in many different servers. No, so they open many different servers in many different continents under different shell entities. Why? Because they want to protect themselves under like regulation, so that their business can still continue. So the biggest enemy really is the governments. Um, and my best recommendation is to open as many different broker accounts as possible. Of course, like IQ option is a great way to purchase many of the main ones. Like they have like 14 fairly good coins to purchase into, and IQ is great for a lot of people in the third world countries and places where governments limit like crypto depositing for purchase. Um, Commission's a little bit higher than elsewhere, but I mean it helps a lot of people get in. So a lot of my students in different parts of the world, they actually buy into crypto using IQ option because they don't have any other way of doing so. Like maybe they are only restricted to things like local Bitcoin, which sucks. Local Bitcoin is like so expensive. No, sorry, local coins. That's the website. Local coins is such an expensive site, and then like they can't use Gemini, they can't use Coinbase because the government's kind of like block transfers to those accounts. So I mean, for them, IQ's been like the best option. Uh, Hawaii is part of the United States. IQ is not available there. But I've been told that they will be opening up in the United States if everything goes smoothly in second quarter of this year. So that's not far away. Okay, I hope nothing goes wrong and I hope that goes true. Will they be offering binary? Probably not. But crypto, yes. Forex, yes. Okay, FinRally. FinRally is one broker that like you got to know that they're actually market maker. Okay, so one difference between like FinRally and many different brokers out there and IQ option is that IQ option has like very complex scripts that guarantee the profitability of their business. Why is that? Why is that a good thing? Okay, I mean it sounds like a bad thing, right? But why is that a good thing? It's a good thing because with all the algorithms in place, and I mean they have like a team of young brilliant mathematicians. They create algorithms to calculate like how much exposure the broker has to loss at any given time in the markets. So they have software to guarantee software to calculate how many people can buy or sell at a given time. They have software to vary the payout rate on any given pair at any given time as well to ensure that they are constantly not running a loss in their business. Because many brokers don't use complex scripts like that, and they buy like very readily available scripts, and as a result, like they don't have a means of stopping people from entering a no-brainer trade. IQ does. So IQ pays out, but at the same time they only pay out for as far as people are able to get into a trade, which once again is stated openly on the website through the available positions. So that way it's very transparent, but like that's a better way of operating versus like brokers. like that use like more backward kind of scripts, and when things go south for them, they actually go into shitty methods that like they will say, oh, your trades are invalid because of this, and this. So unfortunately, that's some of the things that many of the brokers that in binary have done in the past, including FinRally as well. Like I had a guy who traded from like a couple of hundred, I think it was like 500. He traded up to like 9 grand, and they were only willing to pay out a small amount of his profit, and so the rest he cheated. I mean, it's bullshit, because I mean he's a great trader. I see his activity in my group, and when they screw up good traders by invalidating the profits that they have generated, it kills the spirit, you know. And I feel bad though for people who are very diligent in their trading that get messed over by a broker, because like especially for people in the United States, they don't have other choice than just a few brokers out there. They're like less than 3 or 4 brokers that they can use. So it really sucks, you know. But do they pay? Yes, they do. So we have several members in the past that use FinRally. They get their money. Some get it slower, but most cases, yes, they do get their profits. But the thing is that I've noticed problems with those super profitable traders. Some of our students who are really, really profitable, they have had their winning trades being like cancelled. They've been accused of using software to cheat and blah blah blah, and it's just very ugly business, you know. So if IQ opens up in the United States, I think that would be great. If they can accept people from Canada, better yet. I hope it happens soon. And they're trying to get their ways in, the legal way, of course. And I mean, or even if it's someone else, you know, I hope they take the same route of like investing in mathematicians to make really good algorithms and adjustments in the system, so that they always run a system that guarantees that the broker stays in business, rather than one that puts himself at a loss. Alright, so anyway, that's all I had to say for now. If you have any questions, just drop a comment or so. And certainly follow my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/thebinarylab page. If you're looking into the Binary Lab program, go ahead to thebinarylab.net. Let's just wait, there's a pickup. And bye for now, my battery's almost running out.